What we have to do is a step-by-step process, okay? I have to find out how you score on the 10 tier levels. There's going to be a fee. I got to get the dealer to take the deal. There's a degree of flexibility that's necessary, and it has to make sense mathematically for the lender and for the dealer and for the court. So when I present something to them, everything has to go, to the trustee. Sure. No, you don't know how many times you try to buy a car in the middle of a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. How many times? I get it. So it's just a step-by-step process. I just did one the other day. What we have to do is land you on a car that I got both the lender and the dealer uh, to agree on. And what I mean by that, a certain percentage of the cars that were not going to work based on just the book value alone. For example, the dealer wants, $13,000 and it's got a $10,000 book. The lender's not interested in that car. They don't want to do the deal. It's going to kill itself just on the book value. And that's at every store, every lot in America. There's a certain percentage of those cars that won't work. So I have to tell you that up front, because when you send me your wish list of vehicle stock numbers, maybe one or two of them might not work, but one of them will. The next door I got to knock down besides the book value is to get the dealer to take the deal with the lender holdback fee. Depending on how you score on the tier level, where it's a $995 fee or a $395 fee, it's a holdback fee. I can't just stack it on the price of the car. They hold back the money from the dealer when they fund the deal. So it's going to be short. It's, when they send the funds to the dealer, it'll be less that amount of money. So my job is to bring the deal to the dealer and say, here's the deal. Do you want this deal? And if they say, yeah, we'll do that deal, then I fax over to your attorney the contract so he can stand in front of the judge and enter it into the courts. I know it sounds like an extra hoop, but it's what we got to do. It's what we got to do. You can't just walk out the lot because, well, first of all, there's no lender that's going to cash the contract without the letter from the trustee that says you have been granted, to purchase the car. It can be, depending on your attorney. Really, it has nothing to do with me. I can make or break this deal within an hour. Okay, but getting it into his hands, and depending on how he does for you, will determine how long it will take. Yeah, I have been down the road so many times where the attorney drags his feet, and it takes 21 days to get the letter back from them. I've even seen it longer, up to 2 months. I've even seen the attorney give me a letter within an hour. But here's how it works, so you can ask your attorney when you call them, what is the turnaround time to get that letter, right? Once you send them the paperwork, once you and I figure everything out, you have to ask him this very question. Do you meet once a week? Because there's supposedly, in your district, there's the judge on a specific day, let's just say every Thursday, he meets with all the bankruptcy attorneys, and they go in there and they do their things. They enter the bankruptcy, they discharge the bankruptcy, they modify them, whatever they're doing. They have the judge usually has a certain day of the week, usually one day of the week, that's dedicated just to handling bankruptcy cases. So your attorney knows what day that is. It could be Thursday. So if I get him the paperwork tomorrow, he could hypothetically, depending on how much he cares, and you are paying him, it's all inclusive in the price, I'm pretty sure, you need a car. This is the year 2021. Everybody needs a car. Tell you when he'll be, when he can turn this around for you. How fast can he get it back to you? Once we figure out the details, say I need a car, and I'm just wondering, are you going to be able to meet next week, and how fast can I get my letter? It just really depends on him. And then he has to type up a letter that mimics the parameters that I send over to him with the approval. So it'll say, yes, don't let our payment go over this, or on a vehicle like this, with an interest rate like this. And it's he knows what to do. He's done these 100 times before, he or she, whoever she, you know what I mean, your attorney. How fast he can get you back that letter. And I would nail him to the wall to a commitment on that, because it could vary depending on them. So how confident are you in your person? Are you paying the payments well? Perfect. Yeah, that's good. I could go to the next step, but I want, you may need some money down. A lot of times the customer's in the discovery process trying to figure out what's it going to take, what do I need to do, to make it happen. They're just trying to figure it out. And you will need some cash down typically, unless you score on the better side of the tiers. you may get away with 500 bucks down, but typically 1,500 bucks, sometimes 2 grand. Think that you want to try to see what I can get away with for the least amount. I can go forward next step there. But just based on my experience since the 1990s and doing like 5,000 of these deals, you know, you do need some money down. So